Hello, awesome people. How are you doing today? Yeah, you're welcome back again to another one of our live streams. And it's going to be easy flowing. It's another time that we sit down and talk about issues of life. Yes. Yeah, remember my last live stream was about how somebody hated his or her 9 to 5 job, can't quit, and is wondering how he or she can get out of that place. Yeah, remember, I was talking and giving you steps, very practical steps, how you can quit your job, right? But it's always very important before you take those kind of steps to be very calculative. Yes, you don't want to just jump out without a plan. And so it would be nice to go for you to go check that last live stream if you're looking at quitting your job. But here today, it's all about a reaction. Yeah, I am talking about, at Regina Michelle. Yeah, a shout out to her and talking about her 9 to 5 job. She is sharing her experience. So I just thought it would be awesome because she has come openly to share her experience and what she feels and she hopes she could change. So here is my own thoughts about Regina Michelle's, you know, message to the Gen Z. She is in Gen X. I mean, she's over 50, either close to 50 or over 50, right? So she has concerns, she has fears, but she also wants to share her message with the younger generation. And that's awesome. So let's get into it. Now, the lessons I learned, I'll come to that. But please, before we get and dive into the nitty gritty of this message, could you please go ahead and give a like to this video? Yes, and also subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. That would be awesome. I really would appreciate that you give a subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to start with the very first complaint she made about her job. Now, get it right. She's thankful for her job. She doesn't want anybody hitting on her that she should quit her job. But she's saying that she's had to drive 130 miles a day to and fro her work, 65 miles to her office and 65 miles back. That's a total of like 30. What am I saying? That's about 130 miles a day. Wow. That is massive because her office just moved out further. It was initially like about 40 miles out, and now it's 65 miles out. And why are they doing that? They want to be able to still keep them on the job. And that's the reason why they had to look for a cheaper space that wouldn't cost them that much. I mean, those are business expenses that, workers don't want to remember, want to talk about. Because as a business owner, you have fixed costs, you have variable costs. So there are many costs that make businesses want to go out of business. So they had to make a decision to take their business out of. Yeah. But now it's affecting not only her, it's affecting everybody else. She's driving 3 hours a day. Can you just imagine that? Now, that is one, because you see, let me give you my thought about that. You think you have a great job. You think you have a job that will provide all your needs. But what about the wear and tear on yourself and the vehicle that you were taking to work and back from work? Have you ever considered that? That's a whole lot. I mean, I'm in Nigeria, Lagos, right? I have people who wake up as early as 3 a.m., 4 a.m. because they want to get to their work on time, because they have to beat the hold up. Yeah. The stress. Some people live as far as, in the hinterlands, really, really at the outskirts of Lagos, because they can't afford to live in the city. They stay so far away, and yet they have to wake up every day early to go to their office on time. The wear and tear, and they come back late at night. The body will feel it. And that's exactly what Regina Michelle is going through. She is going through a lot of stress right now. And not only that, it's also taking a huge chunk of her pay, because she said it costs over $400 every month for gas and the maintenance of her car. That is crazy. That is crazy. Imagine spending over almost $5,000 in a year on your vehicle. That's the gas and the maintenance. So she complained about that. And I let you know, you have a choice. You can make a decision, right? Because the next point I'm going to talk about is very, very emotionally inclined. Yes, very emotional. She said that her job keeps her away from her daughter. That is really painful. I'm telling you, she's bothered, and it gives her a lot of anxiety because where she is about an hour and a half away from where her daughter is. And just imagine there's an emergency, God forbid, she can get there early. That's painful for her. That's painful for her because she cannot be there in time for her child. Look, people have had to quit their jobs because they want to be closer to their children. Look, you got to make a decision, Regina. You got to make a decision. If you feel that this is taking away a lot from you, Regina, please go ahead and quit that job. I know, and I'm going to talk about the other reasons why she can't quit her job, but I'm telling you her concerns now because it may look like, look, an opportunity cost. You got to decide. Yes, you can't just eat your cake and have it. Sometimes you need to make the tough calls. So if this is really serious, if this is really painful, I mean, this is a message not just to only Regina Michelle, but also to each and every one of us. Family is important. Your children are important. Give them that time. Don't let them grow up on you and then tell you in your face in years to come that you need time for me. You never was there when I needed you. There are children like that who, when they've grown up, they decide to stay away from their parents or not even give them a side eye because the parents were never there for them. So make a choice. So let me get back into the areas of her concerns. She's getting hit by this big chunk of cost, and then now she can't be close to her daughter. She's thankful that she has her parents and her sisters to help out if there is an emergency, but it's like other people taking care of your child. Now, her earlier video that blew up earlier is about her 9 to 5, how she was talking about how, all she grew up seeing was her parents working. She never knew anything about being her own boss or, having an entrepreneur. All she saw was she was just being modeled and she just learned about how to work a job, go to college, because that was all she was taught. Go to college and then come out and get a job. That's all she was taught. She was never modeled the opportunity of doing her own stuff because that was all she saw. So it's great that she has her parents and her sisters to be there to, help out when there's an emergency, but you need to make a decision. She needs to make a decision. And now the thing is, she also learned some good stuff from being on her 9 to 5. She learned tenacity. Yeah, she learned tenacity to stay on. A lot of times, Gen Z, you don't like being boxed up. And I understand that. A tree, you can move. Yeah, that's true. But we need what we call staying power to see something break forth and happen. So she learned tenacity. She learned how to be a person of integrity. Now, to the real reason why she cannot quit her job, listen to this. You need to listen to this. Is because of the predictability that comes with the job. She's scared that if she quits her job, she may not be able to keep her lifestyle. Yeah. And also because she has pensions and insurance. Can you see how these jobs are keeping us at our job, at staying on without having a mind of her own? I'm telling you. She talks about how being on a job takes away your creativity, takes away your life, consumes the entirety of your being. You can check that out in a video. And it just makes you be like a robot because you were meant to be programmed to think like the way your employee or no, your employer wants you to think. You're only thinking about your job. You're not thinking about yourself. So that's one of the good, that's the real reason why Regina Michelle can't quit her job. She's close to being pensionable. She's close to retirement, so she still has to keep on holding on. But she has a message to the Gen Zs. Are you ready to listen to the message which I learned? And I want to let you know the lessons from what she has learned over the years. The lessons is that number one, she was shaped by what she saw growing up. Yeah, because she's from Generation X. Everything that Generation X saw, where that you gotta work well, you gotta have hard work. You will have to be hardworking. You must have tenacity. You have to have character. You have to be committed to that job. She was shaped by the lifestyle of her parents. And I'm here to let you know you are being shaped, but you have a better decision. You can decide that you don't want to be boxed in. You don't want to be molded, put in that mold. You take jelly and put it in a pan, and that jelly takes up the shape of that pan. That's exactly what happened to Regina. That's what happened to Regina Michelle. She was that jelly that was put in that jelly pan, and she was molded by that. So she has been put in a shape that's so difficult for her to change. Now, doesn't mean that that doesn't have its good sides. It has its good sides because she has learned tenacity to work well, to be a person of hard work, of integrity. You know, you have to go through the grit, the grind. She has good character. That was what she was taught, to have a good name. That is the beauty of what she has learned. And we all need to learn to be people of integrity. But remember, just like the way our children are watching us, our children are being shaped by what they see us do. So her own children, our own daughter, is being shaped by what she is also passing through. The people around she by what she's also passing through, but she can't stop because she doesn't want to lose her pension. That is the real reason why Regina cannot. Are you a Regina? You need to start working on that, because I'm going to get to what you as a Gen Z should do. She also had what we call delayed gratification. That's it. Delayed gratification. Because she learned so she can play later. Now, some people are playing now because they want to pay later. Why don't you pay now? Pay means that put in the work. Do the work, and then you will get a gratification later. And what was this gratification? Her pension, her insurance. Those were her pension. Those are the things that she's waiting to get at the end. And that's why a lot of people put in 35 years of service, because they want to be pensionable. They have their 401k, they have their, their insurance plans, all of these things. And let me tell you something, you don't have to be in a 9 to 5 to do all of these things, okay? So don't get boxed up. Then the third and most important one that she shared, which was the lessons that she personally has learned, and what I also learned from what she said, is that she realizes that you don't have to be boxed up in a job. That is what she came out with eventually, that look, if you're a Gen Zer and you're a millennial, don't get boxed up in a job. Leave if you have to leave now, because you have the room to experiment. You see, the problem with Gen X's is that they don't have time to experiment. But you, as a Gen Z or a millennial, you can experiment. That's the beauty. You need to put yourself first, invest in yourself, monetize your passions, learn how to do other things. You know, the beautiful thing about Michelle is that she's got a side hustle. Remember, I told you in my last video how to transit from being a 9 to 5er, right, into being your own boss. The truth is, you can be your own boss. You can do something else you love. You can monetize your passions. You can do what you love to do. But you must have a plan. This lady pointed out to me that she is currently having her YouTube channel, and I know her YouTube channel is definitely monetized because she's over 5,000 subscribers. I believe she's monetized already, and if she isn't, she's close to it. She has a plan, an exit strategy. She's saying, okay, while I'm still close to getting pensionable, I need to do something else, and she's doing YouTube. Can you see how you too can do this? Don't wait until the time where you have no other option. If at a point where you feel you need to leave that job, maybe it's getting toxic, maybe the environment is not helping you, improving you, and it's only making you bitter, then you need to get out and focus on other things you love. Now, to my own take on this particular video, I just want to corroborate and tell you that look, she has talked about integrity, being a person of integrity, being a person of character. That's very important in whatever we do, whether we're working a 9 to 5 job or whether we're doing a side hustle or whether we're being an entrepreneur. It's very key that we are people of integrity. Don't ever forget that we are people of integrity. That is the most important thing. That is the most important thing. I want you to realize that without that integrity, you are nothing. You're just a clanging cymbal, right? You need to be a person of integrity. Then, number two is that you need to do the things you love to do. Don't be boxed down, don't be boxed in. Learn to know yourself, understand your temperaments, understand the giftings that God has put in you, and begin to put it out there. I'm not telling you to quit your 9 to 5 job as yet. I've told you the strategy to employ if you have to quit, because you need to save 3 to 6 months worth of your salary, right? Don't just jump out blindly. You need to have that in place at least a month or two. Yeah. But while you're doing that, get creative. While you're doing that, decide to begin to put out your skills, your talents out there. Open a YouTube channel. Very important, because someday you will need it as a side hustle. Someday it's going to pay you for all the hard work you put in it. Invest in yourself. Study when you need to study. Do your research. Make sure you're not boxed in. There's a whole lot inside of you. Don't let that die down. I hope you learned something from today's live stream. Please let me know your thoughts about what we shared today. If you feel that Regina Michelle is on the right path, let me know in the description below or in the chat below. And if you feel she needs to get out now, I want to know from you. Put it up in the comments also. Thank you once again for watching. Go ahead and give a like to this video and also subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in my next one. Take care. Bye.